They said it was about control, but it was never about controlling others. It was about controlling the mind itself. Back in the 1950s, CIA launched a classified program called MK Ultra. The purpose is to master human mind, to erase, to rebuild, to create an identity within a human mind from scratch. Because they believed if you control the mind, then you can control the reality. And they were right, but not in the way that they expected. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nemoto, and in this video I'm going to teach you what CIA found and what we can learn from this mind control technique so that we can actually take control of our own mind and create the reality that we want. At the end of the video, I'll give you an easy exercise that basically helped me to rewire my brain, and I still use this on a day-to-day basis. So circle back to the experiment. The CIA actually experimented with a different type of people, such as soldiers, artists, and students, using hypnosis, LSD, and sensory deprivation. So what they're trying to find from this experiment was they're trying to find a switch to turn on and off the human mind. And the goal was to erase the someone else's identity or entire belief system so that they can actually plant whatever the idea that they want to put into, so that they can create customized human being from scratch. And I know it sounds so fucked up, and I know it sounds very, very scary, but this is very important for us to know as a educational purposes, because now we know how the mind works. And if we don't even know how the mind works, how can we actually use such a powerful system? We are very easy to be influenced. We are very easy to be manipulated. We are very easy to be hypnotized. And as a matter of fact, it's happening all over the world, all the time. The social media, and especially Instagram and TikTok, is one of the good example. But we are always in this state of the being, state of the mind, that we are so receptive that we are accepting all these ideas from social media. What they discovered in this experiment was far more terrifying than just a TikTok with a girl dancing and naked. And what's crazy was that it was not about LSD or any other drugs that they experimented on human being. And it was not about a torture. You see, if you watch all these like James Bond movie and all the other cool spy movie, and there's always a torture involved. And then you look at this scene and you basically wonder, and it's like, how do you manage your mind not to go crazy? And of course, people go crazy with the torture, but it wasn't even about the torture or drugs, but it was about the beliefs. You might be thinking the beliefs I don't think it's that big deal, right? But hear me out. First of all, what is the definition of the belief? What do you think the belief is? Is it an acceptance of something exists or is true? And especially without proof or evidence. So what does it mean? It means beliefs are simply something that you believe to be true, or you believe that X, Y, Z exist, whether there is a proof, evidence or not. And that is the code of your reality, and this is exactly what the CIA found out, and that's why CIA wanted to learn and how they can take control and erase or rebuild or plant the belief in human mind. And also, I've been meditating 10 years and practicing and also researching all these mind and meditations and hypnosis for the last 10 years, and what I found out was the mind doesn't follow the truth, it follows the conviction. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't matter whether it's true or not, because your truth can be someone else's false, or someone else's truth can be your false. So it doesn't matter. A lot of people think that truth is one thing, that it actually commonly exists and then commonly applies to this world, but it's not true. For example, the way that time works is not the same in a different planet because of the level of gravity. Or if you committed suicide right now, then you're probably going to get judged, because of the modern society doesn't believe the suicide is good, and I believe the suicide is not good. However, 500 years ago, back in Japan, in history, you have to commit to the suicide. Why? Because that was the beauty of it. That was the way of living. That was the way of samurai, and that was the way of respecting life and your ancestors and your your colleagues and your peers why that belief changed. Is it internal change or is it external change? And the neuroscientists later confirmed that what's happening and what they're doing at MK Ultra, and it's actually true, because your brain filters reality based on what you want to see. And when I say what you want to see, it's not your conscious will. When you say I want $1 million or like I want to eat steak tonight, that's your conscious desire. But what I meant here was your subconscious, your unconscious desire that is already planted in your mind. And there's a system called reticular activating system, the RAS. The RAS works as a filter, and it filters your reality in a way that is perfect fit for you. So from this perspective, you're actually not living the real reality or real world, whatever you want to call it. It's designed it for you by your subconscious. So this is your own reality that you're living. And then the filter changes its own function and what filters and what doesn't filter in terms of the information. It decides based on what you believe. And then when I say what you believe, it's not about I believe in God or I believe in myself that I can do it. It's not the belief or believing. The belief is a simple unconscious acceptance that happens automatically as a program. This is such an important part, because there's a difference between I believe in God, or I believe in the universe, I believe in, karma and XYZ, and I have a belief about XYZ. Because the belief doesn't require you trying to believe in something. It just accept as it is. It's almost like knowingness in a different way, because it doesn't require physical evidence or any sort of proof. It's just it brings the proof and evidence in your reality. To confirm and validate this belief needs to be maintained and then to be the source of your reality. Because like I said, that beliefs that you have up in your mind create the filters, right? And then the specific filters will show you the reality that you're living right now. So if you have a belief which is I cannot make $1 million, or like it's very difficult to make $1 million, then you're more likely to not achieve that goal, because you simply pedestalize that goal and higher than you, because your self-worth and as well as the belief about the capacity and capability of who you are as an individual is lower than your achievement. And it's an unconscious pattern. Your beliefs are already set. So you are already constantly filtering your reality and then just living in this small caged box of reality, and you call it, this is my life is difficult, my revenue is not growing, XYZ. That result that you're experiencing is coming from the beliefs, because it's filtering all the good stuff, possibilities, potential, opportunity, miracles and chances out of your reality from your 5 senses, quite literally. And then it creates the validation of your belief. So essentially, your reality equals your validation of your own beliefs. So this is the reason why you shouldn't wait for the reality or external factors to change or to save you, because nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to change your reality. Or as a matter of fact, external factors cannot be changed without changing something internal. And this is the reason why the CIA spend $500 million on research when they do an MK Ultra. So when you have that really strong belief, whether it's about money, about yourself, identity, or the lifestyle, or the business, etc., then if you truly deeply believe that in your unconscious level, then your entire nervous system reorganizes around this belief. Your hormone changes, your focus changes, and even your cells began to respond to that belief. And this is the reason why the pharmaceutical company weaponized the placebo effect. I mean, back in the 1700s, there was only way, or most of the pill was a sugar pill, because the medical industry or medical technology was not as good as now. So that's why they had to use the placebo effect. They had to borrow the power of the mind. But as a matter of fact, a lot of surgery was fake. A lot of medicine was a sugar pill, but there are a lot of people who are healed because of the placebo effect. So what is a placebo effect? Placebo effect is essentially a hypnotic process, a hypnotic technology that people used from 1700 and especially in the medical industry. So easy example is, if I give you a medicine, this medicine A, and then tell you that this will fix your cough or this will fix your COVID or whatever that is, then you believe it and then you take it, and then because your mind believed to a point where it changes your biology and it changes your cell responses, genetic expressions, then you can actually heal a lot of your body or a lot of diseases. But how does this simple trick of placebo effect work so powerful? It's because your mind cannot tell the difference between the reality and imagination and dream, because you're not experiencing the reality itself, you're experiencing the interpretation of your reality, and that interpretation was created by your beliefs. There was one subject in a CIA file, and basically the experiment was giving them a saline water, just water, and then make them believe there was a poison. And subject believed it, and the conviction was too strong that within a couple of minutes he actually reached death by just simply drinking a water. And clearly this is a very terrifying and scary experiment, but we have to understand how powerful the mind is. The mind is the all is the mind. Everything else is an expansion of your mind. Your body is an expansion of your mind. That's why you can control it. That's why you can do this. Everything you experienced so far, success, or failure, or fear, or even the limits, they basically are built by the same mechanism, the beliefs. You've been living under the invisible hypnosis entire life. And a lot of people come to me and they're like, oh, I can't be hypnotized, or some people says you cannot hypnotize somebody without their will. Or a lot of people say that there's people who cannot be hypnotized, and that is not true, because you're hypnotizing yourself 24/7. You have been hypnotized 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 times already up to this point. And this is the reason why you have beliefs. That's why you believe certain things, and then you see the reality in the way, you see yourself in the way that you do. It's because you're literally constantly living in hypnotic state. So most important thing is that understanding how powerful your mind is, and if you take control of it, if you actually take control of it, then you can pretty much do anything and you can manifest anything. And this is the reason why in the last 10 years I've been practicing meditation and hypnosis and researching and then experimenting with actual human being and going through a deep hypnosis. And what I found out was very, very profound, because so many clients of mine actually had a breakthrough in a record speed. So many people that I already worked with, for example, I can give you a name. Aris went from $5,000 to $100,000 within a 6 month, and Ako also did from 10k per month to 100k per month within a 12 month. And then I was also struggling when I was starting making money, and then I did start making money, but I was really stuck around 10k. And then it was one of my dreams, and then don't get me wrong, I was so happy, but then back in my mind, I know I can do better, and I know I can do more, and I was trying to aim that, and I was doing journaling and affirmation, and I was doing everything that I needed to do, and I was meditating too, and visualizing, and then everything that you could name, and then all the YouTuber talks about, and those kind of things. And then I was doing that, but then somehow I couldn't break through the ceiling of this 10k. And then I was so stuck that to a point where I've tried everything and nothing works out, and I was devastated. I don't know what to do anymore. When I stepped back and I looked within myself, I realized there's so many beliefs that is holding me back, and then I could literally see it. It's almost like a code. And then I could see that one by one, oh, I don't need this. I should let this go. I should reprogram this. Then I realized there's a bunch of blockages and limiting beliefs. Then I needed to change. And when I made the shift using this hypnosis and hypnotic technology so that I'd start taking control again of my mind, and nothing was broken, okay? It was just not optimized for what I want, because it was optimized to achieve the goal of 10k. And then I did, but then it was not optimized to achieve the 100k per month. And then after 6 months of optimizing the mind, controlling the mind, changing the belief system, then I actually hit 100k a month. And it was crazy because all of a sudden my YouTube videos, start to get views, and then I start to get so many clients and amazing clients. And then it was just almost like I was in a flow. a very effortless flow, and everything just come to me. And that was really cool to witness, and then how my reality is shifting and then really answering my belief, because your belief doesn't bring you what you want or a truth. It brings you the proof of your own belief. So this is the reason why the CIA wanted to take control of the belief, because it doesn't matter if it's societally right or wrong, or you're a man and a woman, biology and physiology and all that kind of things, or you're white, black or Asian or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you accept an idea and then that becomes as a belief, then whether there is a truth or evidence or proof, you can even hallucinate to validate that belief. Your subconscious mind in its own system needs to keep protecting the belief. And this is the reason why that idea needs to be transformed into the belief, because just an idea up in your mind doesn't do anything, right? I want to be a millionaire. That's an idea. But if you actually believe in the way that your subconscious accepts that idea as a belief, I am a millionaire, then you will be a millionaire no matter what, and sooner or later. Is because that belief will automatically bring you the proof, and then your reality needs to be adapted to that belief, because there will be automatically filters in and out the unnecessary or necessary information to adapt the reality that you need to experience in order to validate this belief. And this is called belief perseverance. The belief perseverance is essentially when you believe something, or your subconscious mind accepts something as an idea, as a belief, then it will automatically protect it itself, so that you can keep believing in the one thing consistently. Because for subconscious, it's very annoying that if the reality or the idea of who I am or who you are changes on a day-to-day basis, it needs to be consistent, so that you're living your life in a consistent way. To prove your point, you always wake up as who you are, right? And I always wake up as who I am. And then, tomorrow I'm not going to be papaya salad. I'm sorry. Even if you like papaya salad or pineapple or whatever that is, I'm not going to be waking up as pineapple. I know a lot of people try to change, and then I'm pretty sure you've tried to change your beliefs and take different actions, and maybe like you've done affirmation, or you've done a lot of different work, self-development, self-love, self-care, and then somehow your beliefs still so strong, and then it's coming from the trauma, coming from the childhood. Those are the ones that are so strong that you cannot change it. And the most important thing about the beliefs is that the beliefs are basically shaping the identity of who you are. So your beliefs are very difficult to change, is because it presents as who you are. So how you see yourself and how you can identify yourself is essentially a bunch of beliefs. So you identify yourself based on the beliefs that you have up in your mind, and coming from your experience, coming from what you've learned, coming from the environment that you were in, when you're a child, and then all these external factors are now internalized. And once it was just an idea, but now it's a belief that basically filters all the information and then create the perfect reality just for you. And listen, if you want to change that so that you can manifest anything you want, then you have to understand that beliefs, if you don't change beliefs, then you're not changing anything. You're literally just playing in a surface level and no change are made. Maybe you feel like you've done something, but it's just a temporality feeling that you feel like you did something great, you took different action. But again, that was also created by your subconscious beliefs. So how can we change? How can we actually change the beliefs so that we can manifest what we want, and then design this reality, the perfect manifestation in our lives? It's very simple. You have to hypnotize yourself. As I said, you're always being in this self-hypnosis state, right? It's a self-induced trance. The trance, aka alternative state of consciousness, that you are constantly putting yourself in trance, and then you're hypnotizing yourself. And then with this belief perseverance, the system, it works to keep every single belief alive, so that you can live in this little box of your reality consistently. And if you want to get out from the little box that you created, and then living in a different box of reality. So it's not about whether your beliefs are good or bad. It's about, is this aligned with what I want? So if you're living in a reality where you feel stuck or something is not working for you, right? And then if you're, let's say, if you want to be the top, like number one athlete and top athlete in your niche, in your industry, or you want to be the best in what you're doing, the best public speaker, or the millions of followers, or millions of dollars, anything that you want to manifest, if you're not living in that reality, that means you're living in a different reality. What does it mean? It means you have a different beliefs that is not aligned with what you want. If your beliefs are aligned with what you want, then simply you're living in that box of a reality. And then that's the difference. It's not about right or wrong or good or bad. It's about, are you aligned in terms of your belief system? Is your mind aligned with what you want to manifest? And there's a significant event happened actually during this transformation for myself, was that when I found out about this hypnotic technology, I actually created hypnosis for myself. And then I was like, I need to do something with this, and I need to create this transformation. As I share the story, of course, my clients having this crazy result, and one of my client Julie, and she actually manifested red carpet at Cannes, and then here's the proof. And then she was very excited, and she was looking amazing. And I understood the mind has a literally 8 level of depth. So when I actually go into this research and then created this audio set, I not only I hit the 100K per month, and that was one of my biggest goals at that time. But I actually, after a couple of months later, and I manifested $2 million in 2025 this year, and then it was a business that I've launched with my partner back in Japan. And there is a comment that was saying like, oh, you didn't manifest $1 million, but it is true. Again, this is not something that I've done by myself. We've partnered up, and then we launched ads, and then we successfully generated $2 million in USD in revenue in a couple of months. And how I made that happen, how I made that belief shift from 10K to 100K per month to even $2 million, and how did that steps happen in terms of the beliefs, right? And now the result was just a simple projection of my belief system, because your beliefs always get the proof, and then that proof is exactly what you experience. So I created this audio set so that I can create that identity shifting, and as a result, voila, that was like amazing. And then I was so proud of myself, and then it was such a strong proof that if you change your belief, then you change your reality. And I can guarantee I'm the best when it comes to the mind, because I can hijack your mind, and I can literally reprogram your mind at record speed. So I created this audio set so that people can also go through this transformation. So if you want to have access to the Success Consciousness Mastery, this quantum hypnosis audio set, then go ahead and check the link in the box. Accept that audio set, and what you can do actually from this video and the exercise that I do is a self-hypnosis. Hypnosis is you're going into trance, and then as a matter of fact, 99% of the time you're in trance. So you just simply have to take yourself into a very relaxing state, in a trance state, where you're more open for the new beliefs to come in, to bypass the filter, to bypass the wall of your subconscious. And then it's almost like a cheeky way to plant the new idea, the new belief system in your mind. But if you go into the straight to the subconscious, then it will just reject it, because subconscious is filtered and it's actually protected by belief perseverance and then all this belief bias effect and all these other system. So what we have to do is we have to be sneaky, and in order to do that, and I'll teach you this very simple self-hypnosis technique. Okay, first of all, hypnosis is all about being receptive, being suggestible in this alternative state of consciousness called trance state. Let's try in this video that I will be the guide, and then you're going to basically go through this hypnosis with me. So make sure you're not driving or making anything or doing something dangerous, whatever. You're sitting or laying down comfortably by yourself in a private space that you have zero distraction. Okay. Now, if you're ready, pause the video, and if you're ready, start again. All right. Now, have a deep breath in and out. One more time. Have a deep breath in and out. One more time. Have a deep breath in and out. Now use your imagination and realize your eyelids are so heavy and so relaxed. Right? And it's getting heavier and heavier. Let's look up at the ceiling and your eyes are already heavy and relaxed, but let's find a one spot and stare at it. And now, as you breathe in and out, staring at one place, you notice your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier and heavier and more relaxed. It's almost like a sleepy ass. And it's so comforting and it's very comfortable that you want to close. And then just follow your voice in your head. Just follow that how you feel right now, and just close your eyes and sleep. When I say sleep, you close your eyes. You're not going to fall asleep. You just close your eyes and then you feel very relaxed. And now your eyes are closed. Realized you're so relaxed and there's no tension in your body, no thoughts in your mind, just the sound of my voice. And now I'm going to count to 5 to 0, and then you go into deeper. 5. Now you start to feel even more relaxed. And 4. Your eyes are so heavy and then your body is so well rested. And 3, you feel very comfortable and then you feel very safe. And then 2, you accept the sound of my voice and then what I'm going to say. And 1, deep sleep, all the way down, all the way deep. Just allow yourself to let go and surrender. That's all you need to do. Just allow yourself to surrender and let go. Perfect. Now use your imagination and realize that manifestation is very, very easy, because if you think it's difficult, everything is difficult. However, manifestation is very simple and it's very easy. And now accept and actually feel how easy your manifestation can be. And it's actually getting easier and easier. Manifestation is so easy. Why people are struggling, you don't even understand. It's so easy. And now I want you to use your imagination and realize that you achieving every single goal that you want to achieve, everything. And it was so easy. And then it's almost like funny, it's hysterical, and it makes you laugh and makes you smile. And now you start to feel great and you start to feel so motivated. You start to feel like I'm going to take action, and then you start to take care of yourself more, and then you start to invest in yourself more, because if you want to manifest more abundance and money, then you have to spend more money and invest in yourself. And that's why the best investment is investing on yourself. The ROI is the highest. The more you take care of yourself, the more you invest in yourself, your knowledge, your body, and then your mental health, and then everything, your business, the more reward you get. So now allow yourself to focus on yourself, and then just start feeling that the energy is towards yourself, not outside, but then your energy in yourself. And then imagine that your energy is getting stronger and stronger, and if you're good, if you're energized, if you're motivated, and now coming out from the hypnosis wide awake, open your eyes, feeling great, feeling amazing. So now you can easily do this. You can do it in affirmation, because now I guided it for you, but you want to do it in affirmation, you can do affirmation: I am great, I am rich, I'm this, but in a very specific way, right? Look at the ceiling and then tell yourself to count down 10 to 0. And this is very easy. Anyone can do it. Okay, it's called progressive relaxation. Anyone can do it. As a matter of fact, most of the hypnotherapists can only use the progressive relaxation, but this is the easiest hypnosis anyone can do. So use this to feel relaxed, and then feel like you're kind of spacing out. This is where you're going into a deep trance. Now make sure you're wide awake, eyes open, feel great, and then ready to start, ready to take care of yourself, ready to focus, and ready to change the belief system. And now, as I said in hypnosis, manifestation is very easy. This is one of the belief trick that you have to change right now. If you think the manifestation is difficult, it's complicated, blah, 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 then of course that's going to bring another proof that manifestation is difficult. However, if you believe manifestation is easy, and it is easy, okay? It is easy. And then you have to accept that. If you accept that, then that belief will bring you proof. How? Just bring you the manifestation just like that. Effortless. Okay? Let me ask you as a final question. Do you want to keep believing that a manifestation is difficult? Manifesting so much money and manifesting the dream and like becoming a top athlete is difficult? Or you want to believe that it's easy and it's actually doable and I can do it very easily, like just snap my finger and then I can manifest millions of dollars, become the top athlete and have millions of followers, then this is going to be your reality. Either way, that's your choice. It doesn't matter whether truth or not. It doesn't matter whether there's a proof or evidence or not. Your belief's always right, because that is creating your reality right now in front of your face. Alright, with this said, if you want the audio set, the quantum hypnosis set, then link in the description. And if you're an entrepreneur and a top athlete and top influencers want to work with me and get to the next level and to a place energetically and spiritually where you actually secretly believe that you cannot achieve, then let me help you. Okay, all right, apply from the link in the description and then me and my team will walk you through it and see if we're a good fit. With that said, I make videos because I genuinely want to help people, and that's why I overgive. And I know I overgive, I give too much, but this is who I am, and I hope that helps, and I hope this video helps you to feel good and to take the next step and like that. Maintain that new beliefs, okay? Maintain that new beliefs. Manifestation is easy. And make sure to subscribe button, notification bell, because it helps me to reach more people so that I can help more people. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Oh, let me know what kind of video you want me to create so that I can actually create a cool video just for you guys. Alright, see you in the next video. Peace.